Okay, I know it's been months since I last did this, but I need to do another one because I just want to talk to you guys about a bunch of stuff. The main reasons I've been doing these few and far between is because number one, I want this to last, and number two, if I do it too often, then I'm gonna not have as much to talk about with you guys. So yeah, the that's the other reason why I tend to wait months because the longer you wait, the more you I will have to update you guys on when next time I return with another episode if you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah. But yeah, quite a bit has happened since I made the last episode, which I think it was in the beginning of July. So yeah. I am sorry to keep you guys waiting, but I wanted to make sure I had a lot to talk about with you guys. So yeah. First things first, I would like to mention that you probably noticed that I had Orkia, but I decided to edit her into Taru. Yeah, I changed my mind in terms of who I want my main teammates to be. So, originally, I believe I was thinking me, Green Ethan, Orkia, and Manton. But I decided to instead go with me, Mikkel, Green Ethan, and Taru. So what I did was I edited Orkia to be Taru instead, and I even and it worked out too because Green Ethan, I know you usually have her as an energetic cleric, which Orkia was already a cleric. So I just had to change her appearance and her personality because I had Orkia set to kind. Yes, thank you, Tank Man. I had Orkia set to kind, so I switched it to energetic because I know you see her being energetic, Green Ethan. But yeah, and I re-added Orkia into my save file, not as a party member, another party member yet, but I may think about re-adding her as one. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure about which Miis to use as party members. I just know what I'll have my main four teammates be. But Green Ethan, you're gonna be the main teammate in Next Door, and Mikkel will be the main teammate we get in Realm of the Fae. So you're gonna come soon. Mikkel will come a little bit later. You know, even though I want this to last, I think it might be a little bit too much to wait a few months. So I'll probably start doing these more frequently. Probably once a month, because there is I'll probably start doing these once a month. All right. We'll go to the liver first because it'll probably like I'll probably do it like when because you know I've been talking about what's been happening these past few months. You know, ever since the beginning of May, and I think that will be a good time to do it because you know it's comforting for me, you know, just to kind of vent and just talk to you guys about life while playing this game. Like, it's comforting to me. So I think it'll be a good way to cope with what's been going on. So yeah, I'll probably start doing these once a month. Because I don't want to do these too often, because, like I said, I'll run out of things to talk about, and you know it's not gonna the let's play is not gonna last as long. So, but I also don't want it to be too few and far between, because you know I like doing these. You know, like I said, it's a good it's very cathartic for me doing these. So I think once a month may be a a, a good frequency rate. But yeah, I also apologize. But I like to have my volume all the way down. That way, you know, you can. It doesn't get. It doesn't drown out my voice because I want you guys to be able to hear me. Thank you, Taru. But yeah. All right, we're just gonna do an encore. Good, good job, Moose. But yeah, tell me what you think, Green Ethan. Do you think once a month would be a good frequency rate for releasing these episodes? Or should I do them more frequently, less frequently? Feel free to give me your 2 cents because I want your input too, and if possible, Ashton's and Purple Ethan's. Yeah, you probably should go back to her room since she's a main teammate. Moose can hang out with the horse for a bit. But yeah, like I've been talking about, my dad is trying to get my guardianship all done, all figured out, because he's gonna be my guardian for the foreseeable future, and he keeps and like he really is trying. He keeps trying. He's contacted the lawyer multiple times, but he ain't budging. He like the lawyer said something about being almost done with everything. Then we can get another appointment set up, or my dad can do the appointment. I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually be a part of any appointments, but this lawyer is just not budging. Like I get it. Like he probably has more important cases on his hands, but like, and my dad has been warned too. Like, getting guardianship done is probably one of the most frustrating things that you have to go through, and I get it because we've been trying for over a year now, but we still haven't been able to get it done. My dad also said we'll try to go ahead and get my bank account set up. But it's probably not going to work because, they need proof of certain they're going to need proof when it comes to some stuff, but I still live with my dad, I don't live independently, so I don't really have any bills or proof of income or whatever, because I'm also unemployed too, and I'm not going to be able to start. I'll get into this a little more because my dad and I recently talked about it, but that's another thing too, is I'm probably not going to be able to publish any books until I get my bank account. So it's like a catch-22. Like, you need certain financial related proof to be able to have a bank account. But you also need to have a bank account to get paid in certain jobs. So I'm just in this catch-22 situation, and we're just gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to see what my dad can do, basically, about it. Am I gonna be able to get my bank account first, or will we have to go through the guardianship process first, which unfortunately will probably be the latter. And my dad has talked about it a couple of times too. We may have to go and venture out into another town. Probably the next town over, or even a couple hours away. My dad knows someone who got their guardianship done in Lubbock, so we'll probably do that. Or in the next town over, because I won't say what town I live in and what town my dad was referring to, but he said that there are better lawyers in the next town over as opposed to the actual town we live in. So my dad may try that. I'm not sure when exactly. I think next month would be I would love it if he could try to reach out to another lawyer next month, because he's gonna be off of work for probably 2 weeks, so he'll have more time to try to get all that sorted out. And he's not going to have he won't have his job to worry about for these for the 2 weeks he's off for winter holiday break or winter break or Christmas break or whatever you want to call it. I apologize if you hear my brother talking. He talks really loudly to his friends, he and when my grandparents' goddamn dog is over here, he leaves it open so I can hear him even more loud and clear. That's what I was referring to, like when I said about talking about the stressful monthly situations that's been happening. I've talked about it a little bit on throughout these Let's Plays, but yep, that is what I'm indeed referring to, because it does stress me out. So that's probably when I will be doing these Miitopia episodes, because it does help me vent and play this game. Like it's just a very cathartic combination of things. Me playing this game while just talking to you guys about bullshit and current events going on with me, and even the good stuff too. We got to mix some positivity into this as well. So it does help me cope with the whole situation a little bit. It does. But yeah, I apologize if you can hear my brother. You probably won't hear any barking because the dog is usually a lot more calm and quiet at nighttime. It's usually during the day where he's being obnoxious. Ooh, snap out of it. Awesome. Unfortunately for me, I'm more of a night owl, so I often feel tired a lot of the times during the day. I can't help it. It's just how I naturally am. So it is a bit annoying. Plus, I still have. Plus, I'm up during the day too. Trying, and I may want to get something to eat or drink. Well, drinking. I usually just have. I just go to the garage to get my drinks, so it's not as annoying. But if I'm trying to cook something, then yes, it's dealing with the dog is very frustrating. Because he has to be near your feet and it's just very, very frustrating. I don't understand why my grandparents have to travel so carelessly. If they didn't have a dog, then I would be perfectly fine with them traveling, but if they're not going to bother finding any other pet sitters besides us, then yeah, that I'm going to have a problem. That's when I have a problem. Or if we're forced to go on a family vacation, but that's another topic. I'm not talking about mandatory vacations. I'm talking about annoying pets. Now, like, if I can understand, like, if they have, like, family stuff they have to go out and do, I get it. I understand. Like, I grew up in a very family oriented, family. So I understand the pressure of having to do something just because you have family members doing it. I mean, I don't believe that people should have to be forced to go on a vacation just because they have family members do. Because they have family members who are going on the vacation, but like most of my family members do believe that, and they try to like raise me to have the same mentality, but I'm sorry, I just do not. I love my family, don't get me wrong, but I just think it's a bit toxic, even the mentality that you should have to be forced to do something just because you have family members who are doing it, My dad believes that, even my mom to some extent, and I'm pretty sure my grandparents do. But luckily, they do a lot of crazy major vacations that we don't have to go on, but we do have annual summer vacations that we're gonna be going on. Luckily, we skipped this year due to the wildfire allegations. Okay. Alright, you guys are all full, and most people hate those chocolate rocks, so let's just go ahead and set you guys off on another battle. But yeah, we skipped this year because this past summer, due to we were planning to go to Rio Dosa, New Mexico, but there was like wildfires, and apparently from what my dad said, like they said that the wildfires didn't do as much damage as like people were originally saying. So, but we all thought it did, so we decided to just skip out just in case. Plus, I think my dad said something about my cousins being busy with like work and stuff, so that's the other reason why we decided to skip out. But and next summer, and probably the next, and so forth and so on, we probably will have to go on mandatory family vacations. Now, don't get me wrong, vacations can be fun, but it's just a pain in the ass, It's a pain to pack, unpack, sleep with other people. Like, ugh, I just do not like being out of my comfort zone. But yeah, tangent. I didn't mean to go on about a tangent about vacations. I know it was meant to be about the dog, but it involves my grandparents going on vacations, so. Yeah. And it's funny too because on the bright on like one of the bright sides to this is it's not like we can go with them unless they go somewhere that is pet friendly. Now, when we go on the family vacations, like in the annual family summer vacations, then yeah, they're probably gonna have to do their research and find something that is pet friendly. But they can't really force us to go if they're gonna make us pet sit. Which, and it also kind of depends, certain vacations. If it's only a few hours away, like, I can tolerate it, but like if we're going to like a whole nother, if we're going across the country, hell no. You know, I remember my dad was planning on taking us out to Virginia back in 2017. Luckily, that didn't happen. And then, like, I'm trying to, like, really, really get through to him about how much I do not want to go to California. I'm hoping he listens. Last time I talked to him about it, he seemed pretty cool. And he said that, like, it'll probably be in 2018. Maybe, I think my dad and my brother, may hopefully just them will go out to California for the Olympics. I know we just had the ones in Paris, but apparently the Summer Olympics of 2028 will be held in California. So my hopefully, like I said, hopefully just my dad and my brother will go, and I can probably have the house to myself for a few days or so. Because I love having the house to myself. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I hate stressing myself out worrying about this vacation bullcrap. Because I do feel like my dad can be a bit inconsiderate and ignorant when it comes to me being uncomfortable with certain vacations. I mean, I do love my dad, but he just does not understand like how people on the spectrum work. You know what I mean? Like people on the spectrum are very, very stressed out when they are out of their comfort zone, especially to such a major extent when it comes to going, not only going just a few hours, but halfway across the country. Like he just does not get. He just does not understand how people on the spectrum are wired. But you know what? I can't wait until I get my bank account because I can seriously start working on my books. My dad actually brought it up with me a couple of days ago. He knows. Like I've talked to him about it before, vaguely, he knows I like to write and stuff. In fact, I think he knows that I want to. He somehow found out that I want to write nonfiction, which he seemed supportive of. Like and like, but there is one conflicting thing that we do have regarding that. I want to self-publish because I don't want to have to worry about going through the rigmarole of getting a publisher and wondering if I'll even be accepted. I know self-publishing, they both have their pros, they both have their cons, but I have looked into it and I just think self-publishing is good for me. Especially because traditional publishing, doesn't even if you decide to traditional seek out a publisher, a lot of publishers don't even accept certain books unless they're really really good, and so I just rather self-publish so I can do all that independently. Because especially for my type of books, for the type of books I'm planning on writing, I think I'm better off self-publishing. And I get it. My dad just wants me to do what is best for my writing endeavors. Like I said, self-publishing has its own disadvantages as well, but for the type of books I want to write and just for the overall goals I want to achieve, I don't know, I just think I'm better off self-publishing. Not to mention, I do want my dad to read my books eventually. Don't get me wrong. However, I feel like he's gonna want to read them if I do get him involved and have him find a publisher. But I want to wait until I have him read them because I don't especially my books about autism and ADHD, because I want him to understand and I want him to have proof that my writing is valid, it's accurate, and it's facts. I'm not just spewing bullshit and excuses about these disorders. I'm doing my best to provide actual valid information. And I feel like my dad won't take my book seriously unless I do that. Because, I'm not trying, he's a bit of I guess because, some people, some people are just, I guess you can say, boomers like that. My dad can be a bit of a boomer. People who think that we're, us Gen Z, Gen Zers are using our disorders as excuses when that's not the case. Like, these are actual struggles we deal with. But yeah, I'm still working on my Wattpad projects, but I really do want to try to balance out working on my fun Wattpad stuff and my serious stuff intend to publish because they're both important to me. If I'm only working on one, then I do feel a bit empty. So I have to try to work on both of them. That way I can feel complete in a way. Because like I said, they're both important, just in different ways. I've actually started multiple drafts. I started a bunch of rough drafts like a couple of years ago and a planner earlier this year. So I'm trying to work off of those, and I'm finally gonna try to get some final drafts going. Because I do want to still work on the books even when I don't have my bank account. Because if I do wait, it's just gonna delay it even longer. So I'll still try to work on them. It'll just be a bit kind of slow. But yeah, man, I freaking love November. It's one of my favorite months of the year. And time changes tonight. Good fucking riddance, daylight savings time. I much prefer the one in November because, number one, we gain an hour of sleep. And number two, I like how it gets darker earlier, I love it when it gets dark at like 6. I freaking love that so much. I hate it when it's in the summer and it like freaking gets dark at like 9 o'clock. Screw that. I want it to start getting dark at 6 o'clock, baby. But yeah, nothing really much to update you guys on what's been going on. But I do hope my during the winter break next month my dad can hopefully either get this current lawyer to finish everything up or find a lawyer in another town that's better at this kind of type of stuff. Because he's even told me too, like I said, like he said that this is probably one of the most frustrating things you'll ever have to do in your life. If you're like, if you have a child who with special needs who needs a guardianship, or if you're the one waiting to get the guardianship. Because because we need to get this done in order to get a lot of other important stuff done, like me getting an ID, me getting and like I said, probably getting a bank account. So that's why I really want this to get done. Oh boy, we're gonna get our first coral. Now, I'm not sure when I'm gonna premiere this. If I should premiere this tonight or tomorrow night, I don't know. Oh, that's right. I probably will premiere this tomorrow night because I'm gonna have to wait for this to upload. And I don't want it to be too late when I'm premiering this. So yeah, I'll probably wait till tomorrow night sometime to premiere this. But yeah, I have a few more things or a couple more things I have to talk about. First, I want like I have tried to make some Papa Louie recordings, but for some reason they don't have commentary. I mean, like for some reason my voice doesn't come in. Other than that, the videos play well. Good picture quality. The sound. The sound comes from my game or from my phone completely fine. But for some reason, my voice, it's not picking up my voice, even if I try to enable the mic. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what the problem is. I mean, I really miss making Papa Louie videos. And, like, it does, and you know, the videos otherwise come out well. Like, I'm just unable to do any commentary. I can also do live streams, but I really don't know which way to go about it, because I worry about live streams because I worry about like people not being able to participate. But like I also have to like keep pausing the game to like to check, which it can slow things down. So that's why I've leaned more towards like just recording the videos and uploading them in more recent times. And like I said, I could go back to making recordings. They just won't have any commentary. If you're fine with that, let me know. Green Ethan, Ashton, Purple Ethan. Unicorn Mermaid Princess, if you're watching this. Because I really miss recording Papa Louie videos. Like I said, they're just not going to have any commentary. If you're fine with that, like I said, like let me know, because I'll gladly do them. I mean, I get it if you would prefer commentary. I mean, shit. I prefer them with commentary because like they have it gives them more personalization. But I know that just isn't an option for some of us. Heck, the same actually goes for the deluxe games, because I have a really good screen recorder I can use for them as well. And like, I just won't be able to provide any commentary. So let me know, like, because I think it would be nice to upload some Papa Louie videos to bridge the gap between Miitopia episodes. Oh boy. However, I will say this. I'm not gonna do Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe right away. I want to play through it for myself. But before I do a Let's Play on it. Yep. Alright guys, I'll be right back. I have to go do something right quick. Alright. I apologize for the wait. But yeah, like I said, if I can get the screen recorder situated on my PC, then I will also do a let's play on the deluxe games. Just keep in mind, like, Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe will not come right away, because like I said, I like to play games for myself before I start doing videos about them. So, however, like, I could definitely do Papa's Freezeria Deluxe pretty soon, since I've already played through it. Same with Paletteria and, like, you know, the other older games. Unfortunately, however, I can't really do HD, a let's play on any of the HD games, because I have a lot less storage space, and when I did try to do that, like, the recording shut off when I was in the middle of doing a let's play episode. So unfortunately, I can't do it on my tablet, but I can do them, you know, I can do deluxe and to go. Hell, like, I don't really like Papa's Scooperia to go. However, I recently found a website that has all of the Papa Louie games on it, and you can play them. I don't know if you need Flash, but because there's still, you can still download like Adobe Flash Player, you're like, to use on certain things, but I don't know if you need it for the Papa Louie games. But yep, there is indeed a website that has all of the Papa Louie, you know, the computer, you know, the web games on there. I'm probably not gonna do the pre-Scooperia ones, but, you know, I think I want to do Scooperia, to be honest, because that's always been one of my favorite ones. I can do, like, the pre-Scooperia to go games, but bit lackluster. I mean, they're still good, but they are a bit lackluster compared to, Scooperia and, Onward. Because when Scooperia to Go came out, like, they completely redid everything for the better. That's what I do like about the game. Like, it's just really hard to make the Sundays and perfect in that version. For some reason, like any order that has 2 or 3 scoops and has like a syrup topping, like for like I just cannot get a 100% on the top station to save my life. So I think doing the web version of Scooperia is definitely my best bet. But I do love how they redid the whole to go engine. I gotta give Matt and Tony props for that at least. I do I do enjoy Papa's Pizzeria to Go and especially Papa's Hot Doggeria to Go. It does suck that you can't customize your worker, but they're still pretty solid games. I might do some of the pre-Scooperia to Go games as well, but I'm mostly gonna do, Papa's Scooperia, the web version, and, the post-Scooperia to Go games. And, Papa's Freezeria Deluxe, and later on, Papa's Pizzeria Deluxe. Yeah, I think that'll be a good way to kick off November, because is trying to get back into doing these videos. I know I've tried many times and it hasn't worked out, but I really want to try to make it a long-term thing. The only sucky thing, like I said, is they're not going to have any commentary because my screen recorders just don't allow that. But I'm sure you can still watch me play. And what I'll probably do is I'll premiere them. So, Ethan, I know you can't really be a part of any premieres, but you can always, come back and comment on them later. But but I think, premieres and just commenting in general, and me like talking to you guys in the premieres or in the comics section, it'll help with. Personalizing up a little bit since commentary is just not an option for me for some reason. And I'm probably just gonna release them randomly, you know. I don't really like to just focus on just one at a time. I just release them as I see fit and whatever I feel like playing. So yeah, I'll probably do it that way. But yeah, I am looking forward to Papa's Pizzeria. I'm looking forward to Tuesday because that's when we're gonna be getting another sneak peek. Because that, you know, they've been doing, because they usually release sneak peeks weekly, and they've been doing, and they did it like, you know, this past Tuesday with, you know, Espen, and the Tuesday before was the actual announcement. And I'm sure, like, me and Green Ethan and the majority of the Flipline community, we were pretty convinced that we were going to get Papa's Burgeria Deluxe next. But no, we're going to get Pizzeria Deluxe. I'm still excited, don't get me wrong, but I'm definitely a bit surprised since Papa's Burgeria is more outdated than Pizzeria. But I'm still looking forward to it, of course. I wonder if they're gonna alternate between sweet and savory like they're doing with the to-go games, because if they are, then I have a feeling we're gonna get Cupcakeria and then Burgeria. But if not, then we're gonna get Burgeria, then Cupcakeria. But who knows? And yep, I was correct about Espen appearing. My two other guesses are Mrs. Claus and I think her name's pronounced Astra. I know I said Enzo in a previous episode, but I meant Espen. Enzo is a guy I kind of doubt would appear because I don't know if Flipline can render, like, you know, people in wheelchairs to be in the games, so I highly doubt Enzo will appear. I think my other two predictions are Mrs. Claus and Astra. It was confirmed somewhere that Mrs. Claus didn't appear in Paletteria because they were already too late in development, so she does have a better chance of appearing in Pizzeria Deluxe and, you know, of course, you know, future games. But yeah, as for the holiday lineup, I don't expect much to change from, you know, HD, but I'm predicting Big Top Carnival will replace Barbarita Fest, and pretzel crust will become a standard ingredient. Because, you know, I think, you know, pretzel crust would be a good standard ingredient. And I am aware that Big Top Carnival is a weird choice for pizzeria, but I did see some Big Top Carnival themed balloons in the video trailer, so that's why I'm predicting it to appear. I hope Easter appears, and I would love for Ali Kabam to favorite Easter, especially if she was unlocked with Easter, because I think she would be a really good Easter unlocker. Much better than Cletus. He's usually the one unlocked with Easter, but it can vary. For example, Emlet was actually unlocked with Easter, and Palectoria. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end off the episode, guys. We had a good talk, and I will probably see you guys. I'll probably do another episode of this later on, and at the end of this month. And I'll see about recording some Papa Louie videos between now and then. Alright, see you guys later.